And we continue this afternoon on Central Valley Talk. I'm Mike Scott, joined now by Peter Robles from the Certified Forklift Training Center. Peter's been here before, but today he wants to tell us about a big move coming up. You're moving the company from Clovis to Fresno at the end of the month.
That's correct. And
things must be going well.
Well, you know, we actually really needed this move, primarily because it'll allow us to offer night classes, and at the same time, everything will be enclosed. We have a big enough structured building to be able to conduct the classes indoors.
Okay. But until the end of the month, you're still in Clovis.
That's correct.
And what's that location?
And that's over at 516 Villa.
Villa and
Bullard.
Villa and Bullard. And your new location is going to be where?
It's going to be right, gee whiz, at the, what do they call it?
Did I catch you off guard there?
Yeah, you sure did.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, I haven't memorized that address yet.
What part of town is it in?
It's over near the airport.
Near the airport?
Yeah, that's correct. Off of Winery in South Dakota.
Winery in Dakota.
Yeah.
That area. Okay.
Yes.
I know exactly where that is.
I think they call it the Diagonal.
Where it curves around.
Right.
By Blackbeard's.
That's
that area?
Right there.
See? We nailed it. Nailed it. Okay. So, you were telling me, well, first of all, let's explain to people what you do. You teach people how to run forklifts.
That's correct.
And it's not as easy as you think, is it? You need to be certified.
You have to be certified to drive a forklift.
You can't just hop on it and drive away.
No. And then there are certain complexities with regard to forklifts. I mean, in reality, they are the easiest of all industrial equipment. They are the easiest to roll over, actually, to have an accident.
Really?
And that's simply because of a lead foot possibly on the part of the driver. But
you mean when they're loaded up or when they're empty?
When they are loaded or empty, actually they're more dangerous empty, because people think that it's not loaded. There's nothing there, and nothing can be further from the truth. What they're actually seeing is half the picture. They're sitting on 5,000 pounds, say, of counterweight, looking to match up with the product that would be of an equal value in terms of weight. And so these people think that they're driving an empty forklift when, in fact, they're sitting on the 5,000 pounds. They go to turn it as they would a car or something like that, and they are probably going to roll over.
Huh. I would think they'd build something into it to prevent rollovers, but...
You know, forklifts have been around a long time, and I don't know why they haven't. But,
you should invent something. You could be a rich man.
Get right on it. Get on it.
So how long is the course? How long does it take?
It actually, it's mandated by OSHA that anybody driving a forklift would be have 8 hours of formal instruction.
Okay.
Okay. What we do is we break that into two 4-hour classes. First, in the classroom, learning the regulations which are required for all the drivers, and the second half is on the driving range itself.
Getting on the machine.
Hands-on experience. That's correct. And so they will be picking things up and putting them in racks, things of that nature. Yeah. With our new facility, we're really kind of excited about that.
Do some people just fall into it naturally? Do they just get the controls right away, and others have a tough time?
Yes, believe it or not, and the actual reason for that is the rear wheel steering thing is really buffaloes a lot of people, you know.
Because we're all used to front wheel steering.
Exactly.
Right? So is it the reverse? You turn right to go left, or? Actually,
that's pretty much the way it works. Yeah. It's the rear end swing is what they call it, but the danger there is that that type of steering responds immediately, and it requires only 1/3 of the turning ratio, as you would say for a car.
So you barely need to move the wheel.
And you're in the turn already. It reacts immediately.
Well, I can see how the tip-overs would happen if it's that sensitive.
Yes. And it's one of those things that you have to acquire that, I guess, the ease.
The feel, right?
Right. The ease on the accelerator. So as to, just take it slow. Forklifts were never built for speed. They were built to address weight.
Yeah, they're built to work.
That's it.
Yeah.
And, we are constantly faced with individuals who come on and, golly, I'm going to just take this and I'm going to rip-roar through here. And we have to...
They learn fast, don't they?
Very fast, yes. But it does provide people with a challenge that they're not normally going to find in an everyday office job or 9-to-5er.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of different. You can't really get as bored with it as you might be shuffling papers in an office. Every load is going to present certain challenges, things you have to overcome. Gee whiz, everybody assumes the forklift operator is responsible for all of it, but you know that when he gets a load in, he doesn't know any more than anybody else what's in that trailer until they open the doors. And that's when you find out whether the trailer had a good driver or a bad driver. Sometimes you have a bad driver, and it can be a nightmare of your worst nightmares, because then you have to put everything back together before you can even touch it with a forklift.
Wow.
So there are some challenges that you face on a day-to-day basis. But like I say, no day is the same, and that is the challenge in itself.
Is there a big demand right now for forklift operators?
There is. There always will be, because
Stuff needs to be moved.
that's right. If you look on the freeways and you look at all those big rigs, every one of them was probably loaded by a forklift. And you stop to consider the fact that forklifts have been around since the 20s. And gee whiz, there's so many different types and varieties now that you'd think that we have all the bases covered. But people are coming up with newer and better ways of packaging that actually a forklift can take care of that special packaging and really make it worthwhile, save people some money. And in the long run, they'll find less damage in the process.
All right. So, Peter, if folks are interested in taking your course, what can they do?
They can just give us a call anytime. Be glad to speak to them at any time. We can be reached by phone at area code 559-325-8097, and I'd be more than happy to speak to them. And
You online also?
we are online at cftc.com. So Certified Forklift Training Center.
CFTC.com. Peter, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Again, they're in Clovis right now, but moving to Fresno,
That's correct.
out near the Dakota Diagonal
That's correct.
in early October, right?
That's correct.
All right. Thank you for coming on today.
Thank you.
And we will be back with more on Central
Thanks,
Valley
Mark.
Talk.